Hello, everyone. Welcome to the From Compliance to Competency webinar series. My name is Denise Engel. I am one of the Region 5 co-leads for the Regional Centers for Workforce Transformation and an Assistant Regional Coordinator at YI. I am here today with a colleague.
My name is Erica Dunn. I'm a supervisor at YI and a Regional Centers Champion. Denise and I will guide you through understanding Goal Area 1, Putting People First, Competency Area E, Facilitation of Supports and Services. In the next 15 minutes, you will be presented with a scenario and visuals that will help you remember the skills associated with Competency Area E. You will also hear examples of how and when to utilize your skills to best demonstrate your competency.
Facilitation of Supports and Services is an important competency area and DSP responsibility. One of the main roles of a DSP is to support people in growing, fulfilling dreams, and living the lives they want to as defined by them. We do this by facilitating supports and services. If we want to do this effectively, this means we have to develop service plans with the person and work with the circle of support so we are all on the same page and can foster growth and learning. Consistency is key. There also has to be an evaluation process to assess if we are supporting a person's unique preferences, needs, and interests. This has to take place over time and as changes occur. To continuously learn about a person, we must keep observing, listening, and promoting a culture of constant conversation. This will allow us to support the person in the best possible way. Person-centered plans flow from what we learn about the person's goals and desires for the future. A DSP assists people to realize these goals and achieve individualized outcomes through supports and services.
Let's take a look at the skills associated with Competency Area E. There are two main skills that a DSP should be able to demonstrate. A DSP should be able to assist in the development, implementation, and ongoing evaluation of service plans that are based on the individual's preferences, needs, and interests. A DSP should be able to continuously share observations, insights, and recommendations with the individual and his or her support team. By using these skills, a DSP assists the person being supported to reach his or her potential and goals through supports and services. We will review how to utilize these skills more specifically, but first we will start off with a scenario. Keep the skills in mind as you listen.
Here is the scenario. You are a DSP who supports Michael. Michael lives in a supported apartment. His goal is to live a happy and healthy lifestyle. As part of his service plan, you support Michael by teaching him to make healthy choices that are in line with his diabetic needs. Michael is a person who enjoys socializing with family and friends. Part of your role as a DSP includes assisting Michael to make healthy decisions in social situations, which is where he tends to have the most difficulty. As a DSP, how should you support Michael in achieving his goal to live a happy and healthy lifestyle? Remember, according to Competency Area E, as a DSP, you want to focus on assisting in the development, implementation, and ongoing evaluation of service plans that are based on Michael's preferences, needs, and interests. You also want to continuously share observations, insights, and recommendations with the person and the circle of support.
In order to demonstrate the skills we have been speaking about, a DSP should implement service plans as written, continuously evaluate services and make recommendations as needed, engage the person in service planning discussion and activities, share information in a timely, organized, and sensitive manner, and share direct input from the person and support team members. How can you do this? What does this look like? There are a number of specific actions you can take to demonstrate this competency. Let's go back to the scenario with Michael, with a focus on facilitation of supports and services. As a DSP, you must build a relationship with Michael, which is Competency Area A. You must first get to know Michael through assessment and discovery, which is Competency Area B. The skills really build on one another. Then you can support Michael by facilitating supports and services. As a DSP who supports Michael, you have been trained on his service plan. You can respond by being invested in implementing the plan as written and working consistently to teach Michael how to be successful in maintaining a healthy lifestyle in social settings. As you work with Michael, you can support him by assessing the effectiveness of the plan. What is going well, what isn't going well, and what specific situations he needs more support in. For example, while spending time with Michael, you realize that he seems to be having difficulty now that football season has started. Up until this point, his service plan has focused mainly on maintaining a healthy lifestyle when meeting friends out in the community, at restaurants and coffee shops. You have worked with Michael thus far in being proactive. He has learned what is within diabetic guidelines and typically plans ahead based on the restaurant menu, so there is less temptation when he arrives. There has not been a great deal of focus on entertaining in the home or going to parties. The knowledge of this new challenge brings an opportunity to come up with recommendations and ideas for revisions to Michael's service plan. You can now engage Michael in planning discussions and activities. This is now an opportunity to provide Michael with additional education on diabetes and health options. You know that Michael enjoys using the computer and apps on his phone. A simple Google search revealed a diabetic-friendly eating plan for the big game, focused on football favorite foods. You can help Michael plan what to bring to a party or what to serve to guests he has over, and recipes. You can also find suggestions for managing the holiday season and summer foods. Do you think Michael will need supports in those areas as well? It is likely. Ask him. As a DSP, you can explore apps with Michael that can be downloaded and used to manage diabetes. These apps can track blood glucose, carb intake, and activity levels. Some apps are designed to help see how diabetes impacts someone personally. For example, show times of the day blood sugar spikes. There are many food and exercise apps as well. As a DSP, you can work with Michael to determine the best apps for him based on his preferences. You know that Michael enjoys being social. As a DSP, you can support Michael by seeing what the local community has to offer. You can find information about free diabetes education workshops and clubs at local libraries and hospitals. What else can you do to support Michael?
We just spoke about how you can assist in the development, implementation, and ongoing evaluation of services. As a DSP, you can also support Michael by sharing information. You have learned that Michael is currently having challenges surrounding football events. As the DSP, you want to respond to the new challenge in a timely, organized, and sensitive manner. Before sharing, you want to gather accurate information. For example, information on how Michael's blood sugar has been affected, what foods were served at the football events, or information regarding what Michael thinks. It is important that you communicate with Michael, acknowledge his thoughts and feelings, and let him know that you are here to support him. It is difficult to live a healthy lifestyle and can be especially challenging during social events. Let him know that you get it and can relate. It is important that you communicate in a way in which Michael feels comfortable sharing and being open and honest. Michael may feel that he will disappoint staff or a family member if he admits to making choices that are not in line with his health needs. Respect and trust are key in having successful communication and getting to the root of what is required as support. Positively reinforce Michael's participation in the process to boost self-esteem. Acknowledge that he was able to identify a challenge and explore ideas and resources. Remind Michael that he has had many successes in life and highlight his commitment to working through challenges. Once you have explored options and resources, it is important you get direct input from Michael regarding what he thinks will be a support moving forward. Ask him which of the apps he's interested in and which of the recipes he's interested in. Based on what you learned about Michael, Be a catalyst for changing supports to accommodate him. When you discover something is not working or a service plan needs to be revised, this should lead to sharing, discussion, and eliciting thoughts and ideas from Michael and the circle of support. All players on Michael's team should be aware of your observations, insights, and recommendations. Communication is essential if everyone is going to work together for Michael's benefit. By responding in this way, you are demonstrating that you can facilitate supports and services for Michael.
These are just a few examples of ways in which we can demonstrate putting people first through facilitation of supports and services. Facilitation of supports and services is such an important competency. If you truly want to support a person, you must be committed to his or her service plans. You must increase your awareness, observations, and communication. This means you will have to engage in a culture of constant conversation, setting up a dynamic where people can express themselves freely. This is how you continue to learn about a person's unique preferences, needs, and interests. When challenges arise, take action. If you want to meet people where they are in life, you have to remember that things change. It's a DSP's obligation to respond by facilitating supports and services and ultimately supporting people in fulfilling their dreams. That is Competency Area E.
Each of our webinars includes an activity, something that can be brought back to your work. This activity puts the person first by focusing on his or her perspective of what is going well and what the challenges are. It also looks at a situation across multiple perspectives and provides a snapshot of what is going on currently. This activity can be used to identify which supports should remain in place. When perspectives are different, it helps to identify that we need to engage in conversation and problem solving. Such an activity can assist us in making revisions and planning next steps. Thank you for spending time with us today for the webinar on Goal 1, Putting People First, Competency Area E, Facilitation of Supports and Services. There will be more webinars to come representing each of the 23 core competencies. We hope that you continue to join us. To access these materials and many other resources, visit us at www.workforcetransformation.org. Webinars can be accessed specifically on the informational webinar page.